Hello guys, welcome to the Charizard stand, home of Charizard 208, your resident Charizard. That was a lot of Charizard in one sentence. I may change the intro from now on. But today we're going to be showing my Neos Omni Hero Stun deck. Yeah, it sounds terrible, but it actually works. 1 Elemental Hero Stratos. I shouldn't need to explain why Stratos is in a hero deck. If I do, well, please go look up Hero Stun, or at least mess around with the deck, or look up his effect for the love of Pete. As long as you look up his effect, and you still say, why is he in a hero deck, I'm sorry, but I'm just sorry. You don't need to be playing heroes, or even attempting. 3 Neos Aliases, because it's Hero Stun, and it's also a Neos deck, so it's like even better card in this deck, and then because, speaking of Neos, we have 2 Neoses. Just 2, 3 cogs to hand, and I like 2 in this deck because it's not Neo-centric, it's Fusion-centric. I like fusing. I can fuse Shining with him, I can fuse any of the Neos fusions with him, but meh. Continuing onwards, we have the Elemental Hero Prisma, because he can become Neos or any of my 4 Neos patients. You heard right, 4. I only run 4. They would be Flare Scarab, Aqua Dolphin. Why did I say Aqua? I'm not British. Probably because that's how he introduced himself in the anime, but whatever. Air Hummingbird, and Grand Mole. This is an annoying card for some people. Downright evil if used right. And his fusion is one of the cheapest cards in the game, in my opinion. If you can get out his fusion, you're just kind of looking at a monster funny and it goes back to the hand. I'll be explaining a bit more detail about their fusions, about what fusions they're for later. If you don't know, though, please go watch GX. 1 Thunder King Ryo, the quote-unquote best card of the format, but unfortunately, I only have 1 card, so I only have 1 copy, so meh. Then 3 Gemini Spark, which I consider the best 2-for-2 in the game, and probably you shouldn't be running Hero Stone without it, because that loses an important part of the removal process. However, I can see running a Neos deck without it if it's like you run it right. Then 3 Infusions, a very important card to this deck. Because how am I going to get out my fusions otherwise? Polymerization? I don't run it. I can still contact fuse, but meh. Plus, top decking is always nice. And then, because, speaking of contact fusions, we have 2 Neospaces. If the lighting changes, that's because the sun's behind a cloud. Ignore that. Yeah, 2 Neospaces. Shouldn't need to be explained. If you know anything about Neos archetype, it should not need to be explained. 2 E-Calls. Do I really need to explain that to you? Why only 2? It's semi-limited now. It was that good. 2 Smashing Grounds. Why not 3? I don't have room. I'd probably run 3. Or at least I'd run 2 in a hammer shot. 2 Pots of Duality. Why only 2? Because it's limited to 2. And I would run 3 otherwise. I actually have 3 for that purpose. I missed my other Pot of Duality. 2 MSTs. I have 3, but I only run 2 in this deck because I've only ever needed 2. It's mainly just there in case I can't Gem Spark or use some other form of spell and trap removal, like looking at you, Stratos. 1 copy of Mass Change. Cause I do run Ab-Zero and I can play out Acid. 1 Rhoda. I miss having 3 E-Calls and 1 Rhoda, because then I go like, yeah, E-Call, Stratos, or Rhoda, Stratos, or I just had I had 4 ways to get out Stratos easily. Then staples, even though I don't like running them sometimes, I do admit they're useful. I don't run the entire Trinity, but I do run Monster Reborn and Dark Hole, because I can't think of... Torrential Tribute may be better than Dark Hole, but in this deck, I like Dark Hole better. And I should not need to explain why Monster Reborn is in the deck. 1 Super Polymerization, because it's heroes. Omni heroes at that. Why are you not running Super Poly if you're running? Well, maybe you have a good reason. You might have a good reason. I probably wouldn't agree with it, but you probably have your reason. I'll respect your opinion. 1, Mirror Force. Because Mirror Force is awesome. I don't care what you guys say, I will run Mirror Force still. I may take it out, I may put Deep Prisons in this deck, but I would not take out Mirror Force for them. Then what I'd probably take out if I ran Deep Prison, no, I probably wouldn't take this out, but meh. It's still if I want to take out for Deep Prison, if I'm even going to run Dimensional Prison. 2, Hero Blasts. I get Neos back to the hand, destroy monster for 25,000 or less attack. I get Alias back to the hand, destroy any level 4 monster, besides like Alexander or Dragon. 2, Dark Bribes. An awesome card. Stop spell and traps. Awesome in this deck. And then finish rounding off the main deck. 2, Solemn Warnings. Why don't I have Solemn Judgment? I don't have a Solemn Judgment, and I don't want it in this deck, actually. Then moving on to the extra deck. Minor League Zed, 1 Utopia. Why don't I run Utopia? I feel like Burning Blade Armor Ninja is too expensive, and I don't feel like Champion Excalibur. I just didn't want to be, like, traditional. I wanted to be unique with my hero deck somewhat. There's only so unique you can get with a hero stun deck. And I like stun decks, so kind of contradicts into my other deck, which is Chaos Dragons, but that's beside the point. That's a deck profile for another day. 3, Elemental Hero of the Shinings. Probably the most powerful hero in existence. 1, Gaia. I only run 1. 1, Absolute Zero. If you notice in the deck, I run a grand total of 1 water monster. That's not enough for me to warrant 2 Absolute Zeros, no matter whether or not I have Aqua Neos or not. Quit saying Aqua, Dylan. I know Neospatial Aqua Dolphin's British, but it's Aqua, not Aqua, unless you're British. 1, Great Tornado, which is epic. I like that a lot more than most. Say Chaos Dragons have a field full of monsters, and I somehow managed to stave off the impending threat of death or something, and they had a field full of monsters they attack. I Mirror Force, they have a red MD and Light Pulsar at the end of the turn. I'll pull out Stratos. I fuse in the Great Tornado, and they're extremely weakened by that. On to the Neos fusions. You may have noticed the fact that I have no Nova Master or Scuridao. Don't want them, so meh. But moving on, 1 Storm Neos. And speaking of a Scuridao, I'll probably try to get it because I only have 14 cards in the extra deck, and if Scuridao is like, bye-bye Grapha, I now have a way to deal with Grapha. Flare Neos. I guess just explain which Neos fusions they are for those that aren't well-versed in Neoses. Storm Neos is the combo of Air Neos, Aqua Neos, and Neos. It's the combo of Aqua Dolphin, Air Hummingbird, and Neos. Dylan, you're an idiot sometimes. Flare Neos, who is the combination of Flare Scarab and Neos. Aqua Neos, who is the contact of Aqua Dolphin and Neos. Dark Neos, who I need to take out because I don't run Dark Panther, is the combination of Dark Neos and Neos. I have a very small side deck, and I think Dark Panther is in it. I have a very small side deck. I'm not fleshed out enough to be shown yet. Then Air Neo, which is a combo of Air, Hummingbird, and Neos. And Grand Neos, who is probably the cheapest card, has the cheapest effect of any Neos card. Basically, I just say monster's name. If you don't have a way to stop the effect, it knocks you back to the hand. And then you're open for 3,000 direct damage. It's a fusion of Grand Neos, Grand Moline Neos. And then 1 Mascara Acid for the Absolute Zero Mass Change Acid combo. Or more important combo, if Neospatial Aqua Dolphin gets destroyed, well no, if Neospatial, if Aqua Neos gets destroyed, or Neospace gets destroyed and Aqua Neos on the field, learn to talk, Dylan, I can mass change to the MST, and now instead of 2,500 attack monster, or 3,000 attack, I have 2,600, and your back row is destroyed. Any monsters you might have had on the field lose attack, lose like 300 attack, making pretty much everything we get to be destroyed by acid. And that's the deck. For those who aren't the side deck is, it's basically designed for my locals, which is a 3rd MST. I run Heavy Storm in the side deck. A 30 MST, Heavy Storm, Electric Virus at 2, Neospatial Dark Panther for mirror matches or something. Like, they drop Judgment Dragon, I drop Dark Panther, copy the effect, lose 1,000, bomb their field. Stupid stuff happens sometimes. But, yeah, that's really all I gotta say about that. The side deck's not really complete. I like Puppet Plants for coming up against the Hero deck for the Hero Mirror match. Still one of their heroes and Miracle Fuse with it. And yeah, just stuff happens. I side deck 2 Cyber Dragons and a Chimera deck. Besides that, there's not really much else to say besides Infinite Hero. If you see this, you really inspired me to make the Hero deck. You're the reason I decided to make it unique. So, grats if you see this. I wonder if you'll see this, but if you do, man, more power. Cooler for me. Okay, continuing onward. There's not really much else to say besides the reason I haven't been to locals recently is because my life got hectic. So I'll see you guys later. Maybe in another video tomorrow for Chaos Dragon, because I finally finished the deck after Banlist came around and kind of said, "Thou shalt not have 3 Red Eyes Darkness Bells," and I cried a little. I'll be honest. I cried a little at that news when I could only have 1 Darkness Medal. Then I got over it because I still had 3 Light Pulsars, and I could still do it okay enough. Okay, that's story for another day. See you guys then.